that Tanzania often favors more than the East African bloc, released a critical observer remarks, faulting the process.
Well, again, it is quite ironical because Tanzania tends to really align with the SADC bloc, as opposed probably to the EAC, which again will really bring questions for Tanzania's diplomacy. But again, the African Union statement, as much as it was a bit diplomatic, people were very critical that it quickly went ahead and congratulated the president without necessarily, of course the statement also makes certain, raises concern about the gross violations and killings, the death toll. But again, these observer missions sometimes tend to really try to balance things out and not necessarily be very critical, so that they cannot, so that they can be able to avoid any diplomatic backlash.
Dr. Nicodemus, from an academic research point of view, if Mwalimu Julius Nyerere was to watch over Tanzania tonight, what would his worry be? I
think he would be a very sad man, because again, the founding president Mwalimu was this. He built the nation of Tanzania, a nation of equality, a nation of respect, a nation of tolerance. But what we are seeing currently right now is we cannot, bear different views. You cannot be critical. And of course, there have been various videos that have been unearthed, right? Recently, him saying that he did not raise a nation of people who fear. But again, I think if he were to rise, he will be very, very sad because of the levels of inequality, because we see there's a big gap between the rich and the poor, which again, for me, should be studied, because Tanzania tried to build this classless society, an almost egalitarian society, but now we are seeing big gaps and big differences in economic disparities amongst the people.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And as we conclude, maybe, how does, in your view, Tanzania move forward?
It is simple. I think there are critical issues that need to be addressed. I've seen various calls for a Truth, Justice, Healing and Reconciliation Commission, where they're going to discuss serious issues that have grappled the country in the recent years. Issues to do with abduction, issues to do with enforced disappearances, issues to do with corruption, issues to do with economic crimes and other related issues. So I think moving forward, it will be important that these issues are addressed. And again, I've spoken before, the need for a national dialogue where you bring all stakeholders. And again, the release of Tundu Lissu, because to be honest, these treason charges were just trumped up charges.
What of a possible power sharing?
As I've said, that is very, again, you never say never, but I don't see a situation in Tanzania, because of the way the political structure is in Tanzania is very different from Kenya, because of course there is that union between Tanganyika and Zanzibar, which again complicates these issues. For me, the only form of handshake and that I will really advocate is the need for a new constitution.
And finally, in her acceptance speech during the swearing-in, President Samia Suluhu Hassan seemed to have faulted foreigners who she claims instigated these protests and violence.
Yeah, I think this is an attempt to shift blame away from the allegation that probably the security forces were really involved in the killing or these high death tolls. So I think it is quite a dangerous statement, because certain nations might tend to associate themselves or might think they are being targeted in that particular statement. And for me, it is important that this can be resolved diplomatically going forward.
All right, Dr. Nicodemus Minde is a researcher at the Institute of Security Studies. Thank you very much for making time for us tonight on TV 47.
Thank you very much for your time.
Well, we were